Aloha! It's a happy Aloha Friday, especially for the dogs right now because they finally got all their. Oops, sorry, that dang. They got all of that. Yes. Okay. They finally got all of their treats back. I'm like, no more Cheetos for a few more days. Oh, I didn't even turn on my light, did I? Whoa, you guys do not want to see me in fluorescent like that, do you? Yeah, not good, not good. Okay, we'll try that. We'll try that. See how that goes. There we go. Yeah, whatever. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. I am going into tech tomorrow morning. So it's just been like crazy, 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 crazy. So we will see how things go, though. I am trying something new today, gang. It's working. Oh my gosh. Look, we're on Facebook. I can't believe it. Facebook is working. Oh my God. Okay. Yes. So now you guys can actually have choices. You can go from platform to platform to platform and try me out on all different places and see if anything's, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. It's going to look the same on all three, but whatever. And also now we are definitely here on YouTube, over on Twitch, and now on Facebook at my Facebook account, which let me actually, for those of you in here, if you go to local my, you can find me on Facebook. And so I've had that set up for quite a while, but I haven't done much there. Most of you guys know I kind of hang out on a different, my own personal one, but thought I'd try it. Since everyone seems to be doing this Facebook streaming bit, I thought, well, okay, whatever. So who do we have in chat today? We've got, let's see, I've been talking to someone, well, off and on all morning. And I'm gonna wait until we get a couple more people in there. But we got Chris here too. We got Chris in the chat. How you doing, Chris? Chris just sent me some possible cases for Monday, so we'll take a look at those. Seal, how you doing, Seal? It's a happy birthday to Seal, but we're gonna wait for a few more minutes before I torture you guys. But we will torture everyone with a happy birthday to Seal as soon as we get more people in chat. Yes. Holy Lon, now, my dear, happy birthday. And who else we got? We got Angie Marie in here. Hello, Miss Angie. How you doing? Yeah, I'm stuck on water today. I want some more coffee, but no, okay. And let's see who else we got. We've got, let's see, Tammy. Tammy, you're up early, girl. You are up early. How you doing? And I hope you slept well. And actually, wait, why? Tammy, do you guys get daylight savings time there? That's what's having always crazy for me because Hawaii, we don't do daylight savings time. So that's why you guys have a different time for me. Shift is in the house. How you doing, Shift? Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Good vibes to you too, my dear. And yay, we will have a good stream. Definitely. That's the plan. Cross our fingers. Hope it works out. Oh Lord. Oh yes, Seal. Oh Lord. But I got to get a couple other people in there. And one person did tell me that she would be able to make it today. We'll see if that actually happens. Okay. Oh my God, Tammy. I love that number. I love it. It's been happening. Okay. Who here knows numerology stuff? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 has been popping up for me a lot lately. 1234. I'd love to know, but that, okay. So 1234, it can't be 1234. It's 4:05 my time. How do you have 30 different minutes different than me? And also there is Miss Sleuth. How you doing, Miss Sleuth? Yes, we were trying to come up with some little fun little subjects that we could have done for Miss Seal today. So yeah. So you guys know what we do when we do a birthday, gang. I need y'all to type the word Seal in chat, tag her, call her names. No, don't call her names, but have fun. Do whatever you want to do in your, okay. Put in some cool little emojis in there, and we're going to get in here and we're going to sing a happy birthday real quick to Miss Seal. And hope she has, gosh, the luck of having a birthday on a Friday. Friday, Saturday birthdays are like the most amazing. It's Saturday. Yes, you're ahead of me, Tammy. You're right. You're ahead of me. That's true. That's true. So here we go. You guys know. Okay. Hawoli laha now. So hawoli laha now to you. Hawoli laha now to you. Hawoli laha now, dear Seal. Howly now to you. Happy, happy birthday, Seal, Seal. Happy birthday. Hey, here's a great coming 365 days for you. It's going to be an awesome year for you. And hey, that's a great one to have come in right at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4 meaning is associated with having luck in any new endeavor you try and letting go of negative. Ooh, I like that. I'll let go. Yes. As well as having positive energy coming. Yes, I will take that. And I'm going to say seal the fact that that 1234 popped up. Okay. In chat at the same time as we were getting ready to say happy birthday to you. I'd say that goes for you for the next year too. So we will see how it goes. So I don't know how many of you guys follow astrology stuff. I'm an Aquarius and I've really been following different readings lately. And energy's changing or something. It's nuts. And also we'll see how it goes. I keep hoping it goes in the direction it's supposed to be going. I'll take that for sure. Chris is like, you're younger than me, Seal. You know, it's horrible. Yeah, I think all of us, yeah. I am older than I feel. Let's just put it that way. Okay. And I feel so much younger than I really am. So here we go. Let me take a quick sip before we get going on today's discussion. Let me switch over my chat over here. Okay, now we're on correctly. Today's subject actually popped up, started in my head about 2 days ago. I was talking to another creator and we were talking about how people a lot of times we start watching things on the internet knowing we're like, oh my God, if I watch this, I know I'm going to get pissed off. Why am I doing it to myself? Or people will send screenshots or links or all sorts of stuff. Red Rocks is in the house. Hey, Red Rock, how you doing, my dear? Welcome. And so we were talking about this because people will send you links. People will, okay, talk to you and say, hey, did you hear what happened yesterday? Or even friends, IRL type thing, will sit there and say, oh, yeah, we had a party going on. And you're like, oh my God, what did I miss out? Did I do that? There's always this fear, okay, of missing out. Even when we are putting ourselves in a position of hearing things that we know are going to piss us off to begin with, this fear that we have down deep of missing something just controls everything we do. And so we got talking about it on many different levels. We were talking about, well, why do we all send each other links when we know it's only going to upset that person? Why do I, for example, go and watch a video that I know might mention me in a way that's going to piss me off? Okay, why do we put ourselves in that? We got into that discussion. And this morning I was laying in bed trying to figure out what the hell am I going to talk about today? And I was like, okay, you know what? Let's go on FOMO. FOMO was a word that honestly, how many of you guys have had heard about FOMO before, say, the last 5 years or so? Don't know about you, but I never had. First of all, I do want to, hey, you guys know the rules. Suicide Crisis Hotline. We are on a Friday mental health day. So you guys know the rules. If we start becoming triggering at any point during this, please take care of yourself. And also, and remember that number 24/7, any day of the week. If you need to talk to someone, please contact. So in the bushes is in the house. Hello in the bushes. How you doing, my dear? I love seeing those little Cassie looking at me and your guys' little emojis and stuff like that, your little icons. And okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to go back to comments real quick so I can highlight some of these. Tim is here. Hey, B Tim. FOMO, I heard, especially with stocks and crypto. Oh my God. Yes. And I think that's actually been part of the thing. I've been looking at some investment type things right now, and I'm just kind of like, oh, did I got jump in on this, or do I hold back? Or that's a good. I hadn't thought about that, but you're right. That really stock market and all, totally in the bushes. See, that's the thing. I didn't know what FOMO meant for quite a while. I kept hearing people say, yeah, okay, FOMO. You'd see it written out there, FOMO, and all that, and I'm like, "Mm, what?" So of course I can't ask anyone. Okay, I feel stupid if I have to ask something, so I have to go to Dr. Google and find out, is FOMO something I have to worry about catching and need to take medication for to get rid of, or something like? Okay, no, I'm fine. And oh yes, Wrigley, Wrigley. Now it's mom to give more treats. And so I started hearing more of things. Interesting. I now feel like I have a good idea of FOMO. And then earlier today, and I don't think she's in chat yet, but Donna popped up with a new word for me. Who here has heard of the word JOMO? JOMO. Okay. The joy of missing out. I had never heard of that whatsoever. It's brand new. It's just recently. I mean, at first I thought she was making a joke about it and everything. And then I looked at it. I'm like, wait. And I'm looking around all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, it's a thing. Jomo's a thing. So all of this stuff, as we're discovering things, we're discovering the opposite or how to deal with this. And of course, you know how we are. We have to throw in new labels because everything in our world has to have a label. And Cooter's in the house. How you doing, Cooter? Chris, you've heard of the word. Okay. Yeah. See, it was brand new to me. Totally new to me as of about 4 hours ago. And so I would missing out on some Tim is like, I would have enjoyed missing out on some FOMO that lost you money. Yes. It's easy. What you, especially how you're talking about it with it, because if you're talking the stock market, you're hearing about how, oh yeah, you've got to invest in blah 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 blah. So you're jumping in, especially on the crypto market, you're jumping in and trying to get things in, but you're like, oh, everyone's making all this money. I'm going to get into it now and I'm going to make tons of money back and all that. And then you find out, no, it didn't quite work out that way. Yeah, always that. So, but yep, that's you, Red Rock. Jomo. See, that's where I'm trying. Yeah, Jomo sounds like a sumo wrestler. And also, yeah, Angie, and that's the thing. I'm like, okay, okay, that might be a good one. I can deal with Jomo when it comes to drama because that's actually the direction I'd rather take at this point. So let's start going. I wish you guys could see. I've got a dog literally scratching my arm. And okay, Chris, I definitely will. I don't think I have Discord open right now. And I don't. My computer's ready to crash out. Oh no, that was Blizzard. Yeah, we don't need to play World of Warcraft in the middle of the thing. There we go. Let me see. I, I will take a look at that. I will definitely take a look. So let me go to these banners and let's get going on the yes, Cassie. You can have this. FOMO. What in the world? Your retirement account is down to $4. I don't know about you guys. I am like totally looking at my 401k right now. I don't know if it's because I'm almost 53 and I'm like, oh God, I'm going to have to retire here soon. What am I going to do? But yeah, I'm totally in 401k mode right now. So, yeah, exactly. This is going to be a fun live game. Yeah. Is it about the fear of missing out? I just want to make it. Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you. Is it because that's the thing I get into the fear of missing out in me is real. That's real. Okay. I'm not ADD, but I can picture what it'd be like if you're ADD. Can you see? I don't know how many of you have ADD out there, but ADD and the fear of missing out has to be a double whammy at that point because you are truly, as it is, I'm bouncing from one thing to another all the time. Exactly. Seal came out with the greatest title for this live. The moment, okay, she's like, you should put there, don't miss this one. And I'm like, yeah, so good. So Here we go. Let's get our banners. Block fear of missing out. And we all know FOMO, fear of missing out. I just introduced some of you. Others of you introduced me to JOMO, the joy of missing out. I I had never heard about this till a few years ago. And which kind of throws me for a loop that something that really honestly has been a part of my whole life just didn't have a name actually. Okay, in 2013, Chicken Lady's here. Hey, Chicken Lady, as Robbie would say, Chicken Lady cook. How you doing, my dear? Mwah. Thank you. Thank you for coming, my dear. And yes, Cassie and Wrigley, you can have another one. FOGO, fear of going out. Ooh, how many things can we come up with terms for right now? So 2013, Oxford English Dictionary decided FOMO was a real thing. It's something that we are going to share out and let everyone know there's a name for what you deal with every day of your life. I agree, Chris. Steele should be a comedy writer. She should be. And however, FOMO, yeah, we've dealt with it our whole lives. Okay. Think back, okay, when you were in high school, when you were in grade school, that fear, especially high school and college years, that fear of always missing out. You were running from thing to thing. You were doing 4 or 5 different activities at one time. It was heavy at that time. But something happened that made this in the 2010s, okay, the 2000s, that made this more and more prevalent and noticed. And what that was technology, social media. Around that time that we started getting things like MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, our internet access, okay, the ability to look at the whole world and everything that's going on in the whole world. We started recognizing that there's a hell of a lot more out there that we could be doing. There is a lot more going on than what we see. I've told you guys about how when I was a little girl, I used to think that the whole world was nothing but a movie and I was the only real person in that movie. Everyone else were just like other actors there. Okay, I hadn't learned how to personalize people yet when I was real young. Well, that's kind of as we got the internet, we not only learned how to recognize other people that were thousands of miles away from us. They finally had a face, they finally had a name. But we also realized, oh, we really could climb Mount Everest if we really worked out hard. Okay, we really could write that book. We could really, okay, have a job, have the kids, okay, go out on vacations, okay, do this, do that. Our mind was just everywhere during that time. And that's why you start seeing in 2013 where they're putting it into the actual dictionary and things like that. But what it also did by having the internet, by having technology there, it showed us exactly what I just said, so many other possibilities out there. We also know that a lot of what we're seeing on the internet is that perfect life. People living the perfect life. I mean, Thanksgiving's coming up, and we're going to see all these pictures and videos. There's FOLO also. Oh my God, that's nuts. Um, all these pictures, videos, things like that of the perfect Thanksgiving table, the perfect Thanksgiving recipe that we've got to try this, we've got to try that. And our, it all just gets worse and worse. More and more things that we can't be happy with what we have. We keep seeing all these other things that, well, why didn't I add this in? Oh my God, that would have been wonderful. We just finished Halloween. Oh, I could have done this. I could have done that. Else could we do? So they've been looking at studies recently at how FOMO works with our lives. What makes FOMO worse? Okay, what makes it better? Things like that. And of course, that cake that Seal's talking about with infused can definitely make things better. Yeah. And the first thing is there's definitely looking like, according to the studies, a connection, a link between FOMO and just in general lower satisfaction with our lives. Those of us who find FOMO running our lives or running a large part of our lives. Okay, sleuth and tea news. Yep, there's the other one. And I was like, oh, I could have bought that also. But we start seeing the more we are getting involved with FOMO, the more we are seeing, oh my gosh, I need to do this. I need to try this. I need to, okay, go there. We start becoming less and less satisfied with what we have. Okay. It's kind of like the whole thing with Facebook. You see these perfect lives and stuff like that, and it makes us less satisfied with what we have. And 5 years ago, we may have been totally satisfied with where we were and things like that. Yeah, we would have gotten upset or things like that, but in general, it's we're fine. Hey, butterfly, how you doing, my dear? Oh, rough day. Take care. Take care and love you, my dear. Um, so the studies have shown, just to go over a couple of the studies before we get into the deep dive on some things. There was a study a couple years ago where a bunch of students, heavily a lot of college kids, studies tend to really look at college kids a lot of times, but they were given a test that had 10 statements. Statements including stuff like, I get worried when I find out my friends are having a fun time without me. Okay. 10 statements like that. They had to rate themselves from 1 to 5 on each of those statements. What they found from there is that 3/4 of the respondents, again, mostly college age students, but not all, experience a very high level of FOMO. Okay, that fear that their friends are doing stuff without them, that fear that they see other people doing things and they're not doing it. But then further than that, they discovered that the scores were okay, increased the more FOMO the person had. Okay. Hey JP, how you doing, my dear? And I would think that individuals would have more of a fear of rejection rather than that's a good one. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. And because all of this stuff does connect in on different levels, definitely. And the higher the FOMO, okay, the higher the fear of missing out in life, the lower the person's life satisfaction was, the more they found the person would go onto social media all the time. Okay. Those people were actually going onto social media first thing in the morning. Sounds like me. Okay. Last thing at night. Sounds like me. Okay. These are starting to sound very, very, very personal here. And they would sit on their phone during meals or during work or during school. They would have a higher chance and higher likelihood of being participating in dangerous behaviors like texting and driving. And again, that fear of missing out was pushing them so much to the point where it was hurting them physically. And we talk about these things all the time. Hey, 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 Kane, I guess the older you get, the more you don't give a shit about missing out on anything. You just want to do nothing strenuous, take lots of naps. Yes, yes, Sleuth. It's kind of hard not to take this personally. When I read that little thing about checking your phone first thing in the morning and last thing before going to sleep, I'm like, oh my God, I'm 52 years old and I'm still doing this. I'm in trouble. We are talking to a bunch of YouTube addicts right now, though. That is the truth. Okay. Hi, I'm Local Mai. I'm a YouTube addict. Okay, moving on. And so let's break FOMO down into two parts of our life. We got FOMO where we are dealing with our real life and FOMO with our online life because FOMO does hit us on both of those areas. There's a bunch of other okay, studies and all, which I can share with you guys privately if you're interested in them. But just safe to say, FOMO in general can get way out of control. There are some good things that do come out of it. Okay, FOMO can lead people to getting involved in the internet and stuff and becoming more active in politics. Okay, if they are shy, it gives them the ability to meet other people, but it can also go way too far on the other way. JP, I've gotten old enough that paper cuts are more thrilling than social media. And I'm good. How you been? You've been busy writing? Okay, love you, JP. And I hopefully, by the way, for everyone, okay, I kind of mentioned this a second ago, well, a couple minutes ago. I'm in tech this weekend for this show, and then it should open next week's Hell Week, and then we will be back to real life. And we can have a cantina. Yes, Oscar, we will have cantina in a couple more weeks again. So let's start with FOMO and our real lives. Okay. And JP, that's it. It is an addiction. And it honestly, our YouTube, our social media, not just even YouTube, sometimes it's social media in general. And sometimes it's not as much, it's an important part. Okay, yes, I joke about being addicted, but I also know, okay, I need to take breaks from it and stuff. I can't let it run my life. I can't let YouTube run my life. It's not right. Okay, I've got too much in my life that's worthwhile to do that. So, so FOMO in our real lives. Okay, where FOMO tends to come in the most in our real lives is a lot of times we'll be sitting at our job, at okay home, playing with the kids, watching TV at night, working on whatever hobby it is. Okay, for me, diamond painting. Okay, and you find yourself asking, yeah, I'm doing all this, and yeah, I'm doing that, and this is great. Okay, but what if things could be better? What could I be doing? I mean, look at all these people that I'm seeing, and they're doing this. They're okay, all my friends who are out, okay, oh my God, that person's in an improv troupe, and that person's there with their job, and they just got a promotion, and this is that. JP, yeah, keeping your eye on the country. I mean, I quite a few of you guys know I've been over on watching agenda free TV a lot lately, and so much going on with that. I'm spending a lot of time actually watching what's going on right now. So that's what we do with FOMO. In the real life, that's what we tend to do. What if things could be better? We're always looking for what we are missing rather than looking for what we right now. Okay. We're so worried we're going to miss out on a possibility of something that we can't focus on just being happy where we are. Okay, we need to get to the point in our lives where we've learned that, you know what, we're going to miss out on stuff. There's no way you can do everything. Think about it. In the course of a day, how many different choices you make. I'm going to choose to do this rather than that. Okay, I'm going to watch this rather than this. I'm going to learn about this story rather than that story. How many decisions we make in a day? There's no way we can do all of that stuff in a day. And we have to learn to accept that we're not going to cover everything in our lives. I think that's one of the things as we reach a certain part, maybe more middle age, especially where you're like, oh, but I want to make sure I do all these things that I have that bucket list, you know? We hear about our bucket list. Honestly, gang, much of that bucket list may never get visited. But that doesn't mean you're missing out. It just means you're choosing different things as your focus, right? And so look at what you would be missing if you were doing something else. So rather than sitting here and I remember a few months ago, I got into this thing about Mount Everest. And I was like, oh, damn, I would love to do a vacation. I can't hike Mount Everest. That ain't ever going to happen. I got to accept that. But you know what? I can, Canine, I love that. I love that. Oh shoot, I didn't want to do that. Canine, retype that. I accidentally got rid of that. Sorry. Canine, re-put that up. Sorry. She has an effort list. And I accidentally hit delete on that rather than it held it over in you know how YouTube holds things for us. So I'm sorry about that, my dear. And she has an effort list, which is a great idea. I like that. So, but I remember with me and Mount Everest, I'm like, I can't hike it, but you know what? I can hike to base camp. That would be so cool. I want to do that. And then I started getting down on myself because I was like, wait, how am I ever going to do this? How can I train and do everything else that I'm trying to do at the same time? What the hell? Yeah, Kathmandu, another one. Oh my gosh, I would love to. And I think as we hit that middle age time, we start realizing some of these bucket list things aren't going to happen. And the fear of missing out becomes 10 times worse. And JP, daughter left for DOL school. So now I have lots of time and alone time on my hands. So you're up and down, but it's empowering to keep focused. And that's it. And you have to start deciding where are your focuses. Okay. So, yeah, if what would you be missing if you did something else? So ask yourself that question. Okay. If you chose right now, if I made the decision to start training to hike up, okay, to base camp, what else would I miss out in my life? Well, I'd probably miss out on my game night group because I'd be training all the time or saving up money or things like that. I'd definitely been missing out on my YouTube family because I could not be continue doing all this if I was doing it. So start looking at it from that way. What would you be missing if you were doing something else? And those things that you'd be missing, would you miss them? Would you really miss it if you were missing those things? Um, and that's where you're going to start getting those answers about what matters to you. Chicken Lady. Okay, caught up. This is a good stream for me because I catch myself staying up later than I should watching drama because I feel the need to be in the know. And we are so going to get to that. I decided to push that one off to the end because I wanted people to kind of see what in their own lives also. And but that is a huge area, I think, especially for all of us here. And because we all get caught in that. But the things that you would be missing that you wouldn't miss, drop them from your life. Okay, why? Okay, if I sat down here and I said, okay, if I started working up and training myself to get to base camp, I'd have to leave YouTube. And if in my head I'm like, yeah, well, whatever. If I had to leave YouTube, I had to leave YouTube. Then I don't have any joy from here. So why am I here? And now in my case, I would miss it. That's why I'm like, no, no, no. Okay, I choose this because I would be missing this. I would miss out. Biggest time I had to make this decision was back when I was in my 20s. I auditioned and became I had gotten into the group Up With People. For those of you from the 70s, 80s, that was that group who performed in the Super Bowl every year, and they went around the world, okay, singing and building houses and stuff like that. And it had been my dream since I literally was in third grade to join them. And I got in. I auditioned, made it. Unfortunately, at the same exact time that I had to decide whether to go or not, my brother and his girlfriend were pregnant with my niece. And I had to make a decision. Fear of missing out. And I still, to this day, I wonder what life would have been different if I had done that. But the joy that I'm so happy I never gave up on was being there for the first year of her life. So that's what I talk about, finding out where that joy is for you. Okay. Making those decisions for yourself. Okay. One way you can do this before we move on to the whole social media side of things is this. I read on another YouTube channel about the rocking chair exercise when it comes to FOMO and just joy in your life and things like that. Picture yourself 90 years old, 95 years old, 80 years old, whatever. Yeah, YouTube drama will be declared a disease by CDC. Oh, yeah. And You're 90 years old, you're sitting in that rocket chair. Okay, you're rocking back and forth, you're watching TV, you got the grandkids there, you got whatever's going on there. Maybe no grandkids like people like me, never got married, no kids, but you just got family and friends around you. And someone asks you, "So, what did you do in your life? How what do you look back on fondly in your life? What is it you did with your life?" How do you want to answer that question? What is it you'd like to be able to answer? Is it, "I raised my kids. I raised my kids to be great kids. I gave them wonderful experiences as they were growing up." Is it, "I wrote a book. I wrote a book. Okay, I wrote the story that was in my head while I was a child, and I wrote that story and I got it published." Okay. Is it, okay, I I created a YouTube channel where we were able to talk about missing people and mental health and stuff like that. And I met amazing. That's your legacy. Exactly, Seal. This is much deeper than you anticipate. Yeah, Seal, this is much deeper than you anticipated. I think the biggest fear of missing out would be not having a new day to wake up to. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Once you can answer that, does it really matter? Am I going to sit there when I'm 95 and say, "I never got to climb to base camp of Mount Everest"? Or am I going to be more happy about that legacy I left here? Because each of us do have a legacy, but it's based off of what we want to do. So find out what it is that you want to say is your legacy that you did that you're proud of, even if you haven't done it yet. Okay. Maybe you want to write a play. Okay. You start on that today because now you have your legacy. And yes, you're going to miss out on things. We're all missing out on things, except you're going to miss out on certain things in life. I know as a woman who did not get married now, doesn't mean I won't get married in my future or something like that. Everyone knows the moment you say you're not going to do something like that, that's when it happens. But I didn't have children, things like that. Okay. I know that my legacy, what I missed out on is there. There are some miss outs there, but there's some things that I got out of it that I never, if I had been married with family and all that, I never would have had the chance to do a lot of what I did do. So find that out for yourself because it makes the difference. And now, FOMO and social media, the reason why a lot of us were thinking that. Okay, this whole thing, yeah, your legs have no desire. You know what? It's so funny because I know I can't do it because of my oxygen level issues and all, but I'm like, oh my God, it'd be so pretty. I've watched videos of them hiking up. It was nuts. So I want a fret short on my so nice, JP. Nice, JP. So FOMO and social media. We're going to move ourselves from one part of life to the other part of the life, the part of life that we all share here, right? Okay. Number one, FOMO and the internet. The internet moves way, way too fast for us to catch everything. Okay. How many of you, okay, that are still here are worried you're not going to be able to be on top of everything? Okay. I have felt horrible before when I'm talking about a certain case and I'm like, yeah, no one's talked. Have you heard about this person's name? And then I find out, oh my God, Sleuth and PJ covered them and I didn't catch that live. And oh my God, I feel horrible all of a sudden. Okay. There is no way we're going to stay on top of everything that's happening in YouTube alone, much less all of social media. We're going to miss things. Things are going to happen like that. It's the way things are. Chicken lady's like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's me. It's you can't keep up with it. You can't keep up with it. You need to, number one, give yourself permission to be out of the loop. It's not an embarrassment that you're out of the loop. Okay. It's a choice, number one. Okay. It's a choice to be like, hey, you know what? I don't want to know all that crap. Okay. The other side is, I don't need to know all that crap. And Angie, exactly. You rarely know. I will never forget. when when I was going into long-term care, nursing home administration, I was an assistant administrator and I got my first job as administrator. And I will never forget going into work that first day as the top dog in my eyes. Hey, yeah, there's always someone higher than you. I did discover that also. But all of a sudden, I was like, I'm finally going to know everything that's going on in this facility. I'm going to know everything. I'm going to be on top of everything. And then I realized, oh shit, no, I don't know everything. There's still other stuff out there that I don't know. That is what life is about. And with FOMO, all we're thinking about is, oh my gosh, but there's this whole area here that I don't know about. And maybe you want to know about it because you want to know the gossip. Maybe you want to know about it because you don't want to sound like not a friend by not knowing what's going on. There could be many, 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 many reasons why we don't know what's going on. But we all, especially here, we feel like we need to. None of us want to come into a chat and say, wait, what? What? Why are we talking about when did this happen? What did we don't want to do that. So instead we just stay quiet about it. And so we get those things going on. Okay. So understanding that, understanding that it's okay to be out of the loop. It's okay not to know everything that's going on. The next important thing for us to think about, especially with FOMO, is do you want to know what other people are saying and doing, especially about you and your friends? Guys, no matter what you do or how you try to act or whatever, people are going to think things. People are going to say things out here in these streets that are completely clueless because they are clueless about you or your friends or other people that you don't even know because well, they're making assumptions in their head and they're talking as if they're facts. And there's always going to be that no matter what. It's like I say over and over. I can't change other people's behavior. Oh God, I wish I could. I can only change my own behavior. I can only change my reaction to what's going on or my decision on how I'm going to approach or not even approach it. Okay. Angie, exactly. Ignorance is, it really is. Okay. If you got to make decisions. Okay. How many times I've heard people talk, and yeah, JP, yes, sometimes things are taken out of context. And there's always those things. And that's where we have to realize and figure out where things are. Canine, I have enough of my own crap that I don't need to know what everyone else's crap is. I like drama free living. Chicken lady, my problem is when I hear drama from one person, I have to go to the other side to make an accurate decision on whose side oh my God, yes, 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 yes. Yeah. And especially I think when you're just joining the community because you don't know a history of the community. At a certain point, you've lived through enough history of the community that you kind of can see where things have been and where the seesaws occur and where the flipping and all that stuff goes and who does this and this and this and this. And you can make decisions for yourself at that point because you kind of got, not that people can't change, people do change. Trust me, they do change. But you can see when that happens. And so you do get to that point. I know when I first joined, I truly, truly had to. Hey, Michael, how you doing, my dear? Welcome. And when I first joined the community, I had to do that. I had to watch on both sides because I am never going to let someone tell me what to believe. I'm going to make that decision. If I'm going to have to stand by that decision in the end, I need to try to get as much information as possible, knowing you're never going to get all the information. Okay, there's no way you're ever going to get all the information, but you try to pull what you can together. So as time went on, and I'm still fighting with how deep I get into things and how much I don't. And luckily, I'll be honest, I have this channel that kind of steers me in the direction where I need to be. for me personally, as well as I don't want people coming to my channel who have had a child go missing and have to deal with drama on this channel. So that's why I try to keep that separate from this channel. And I try to kind of stay away from it all. Even though it's part of all of our lives. You can't be on YouTube and not be touched by drama at some point. It's life. But yeah, canine. History repeats itself, so does YouTube. We go in the same cycle over and over and over. You go through enough of the cycles, you can start figuring it out for yourself, for sure. So, what I had to do after I got to the point where I had that down and I understood that, where I've been going now is asking myself, do I want to know what people are saying about me or what people are saying about my friends or what people are okay? Do I really want to even know that? Again, I can't change what they're going to say or do, right? People are going to talk about people no matter what. That's just the way people can be. Okay. Um, but how do I want to deal with it? Do I really want to hear it? Do I not? Okay, yes, there's lines you always have to stand up for. Okay, I'm going to stand by that till the day I die. Yes. Okay, there's right and wrong. But there's also gossip versus right and wrong. And also, I had to decide for myself, doesn't matter. How many of you, okay, let me just ask all of you guys this. And I think this is probably the closest to a drama discussion I've ever gotten in my lives. How how do you guys feel as people? Okay? Not creators, not viewers, not subscribers or anything, but as people. How do you feel when you hear people talking about you, or how you feel when you hear them talking about a friend of yours? How does that leave you feeling? Do you feel good about it? Do you not give a shit? Do you feel defensive? Do you feel sad? How do you feel during those times? I know myself, one of the first things that pop up when I hear someone talking about me is I get very defensive. Okay. Yeah, there you go, JP. And that is definitely a solution for many people. Ticked, seal. Good one there. Very ticked. I'm so worried when I hear things like that. I'm like, I don't want people, newbies or whatever, believing shit about me. I know who I am in my heart, and it hurts me to know people might see me as someone other than who I am. So I get defensive. Okay. Um, and in the bushes, that's awesome. Okay. It depends, but mostly you don't care. And that's the place I think a lot of us need to get. That's where I need to get. And I'm still working on that. Okay, I've gotten better, but it does definitely. Red Rock ditto. And same with my friends. I get very defensive about them. Okay, but then I start realizing what I always tell everyone, guys, people know who you are. We have, we develop reputations out here of who we are, what we're like, what we will do, what we won't do. Okay, people can look at that and they can make decisions off of that. Yes, there are some people who are going to believe whatever the hell they want to believe, and you can't do anything to change them. There's nothing you can do to change those people. They're going to believe whatever they want. They have nothing else to go on. But most people are going to see you for what they've seen out there on YouTube land. Okay, what they've seen and how you interact and things like that. And hopefully that will be enough for them to understand who you really are. As long as you're being who you are and not faking who you are to begin with, you should be fine. So it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't define you. As JP just said, it should not define who I am, what people think, because I know who I am and my friends and the people who matter the most to me know who I am. So that should be all that matters, right? Okay, so we get ourselves to the next thing. Let me see. We got a couple other things. K9 is saying what people should ask themselves about social media is, why do I need for validation or recognition for people that I don't really know or will never meet? Good. Good point. We got to that's the codependent side of us, where we have to go to other people to make us feel good. When in reality, we have to make ourselves feel good about things. And that's the hard part. But it can't worth work. You can get there for sure. Okay, I'm trying. And Seal is saying people can be mean and these days cringy. Oh, fuck yeah. Excuse my language, but yes, yes. Michael, it makes me a little bit frustrated when people talk behind your back or talk about your friends in a way that you can't. Yes. And that's where a lot of us, because a lot of us get into this thing, especially with FOMO. And I think this is where a lot of it, and guys, it's the reason why I'm talking this openly on this, because I think we have to be honest with ourselves if we're going to be honest about FOMO and its place in our behavior here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, whatever. Okay. Um, you have to truly get to this point where you understand people are always going to talk about other people. There's no way, trust me, for a while, I'm like, well, maybe if we all come together and we can all take a stand against drama, we can stop this. No, it ain't happening. It's not going to happen. All we can do is change the way we respond to it and what we're okay with and what we're not okay with. Again, you are going to stand up. If certain people say certain things about you, you're going to have to stand up and do something about it. Okay, but you don't have to do it all the time either. So how how do you feel when others are talking about, okay, now let's take it the next slide. Oh, actually got another thing. Chicken lady. I always tell people when they ask if I'm upset about what so and so said about me, words are just words. I'm the only one that can give words power over me, and I choose not to. I love that saying because it is so freaking true. Okay. They're words. What people are saying are words. The only time, okay, and I may be wrong on this, but I'll say it for myself. The only time words really upset me are if those words are triggering something I don't like about myself to begin with, something I'm already having issues with myself about. Maybe there's a touch of truth to it. Maybe it's something that I had to fight years ago. And now that I fought it, I don't like people trying to pull that off. Okay. Seal, no problem, my dear. It's okay, my dear. If you go in Discord, I think I got them tagged up at the top, but if not, don't worry. I'll get with you later on that for sure. It's okay, Seal. I love you, my dear. And also, so I think, yeah, that's a great, great point. So now I'm going to take the question about how you feel and change it just slightly. How do you feel when others are talking about you, but you don't hear it from anyone? It hasn't happened. Okay, I think all of us know there are people out there who are talking about us or alive where our name's brought up, but we never knew about it ever because no one ever approached us on it. So in our minds, it wasn't even happening. Okay, that's how I thought. This is kind of what set some of this off for me over the last few months or month or so. Because, yeah, okay, people will, I won't be watching a channel or something and my name's brought up or something like that. I don't care. Doesn't affect me because I haven't heard it. So it's not upset me in the least bit. Yeah. How can I be upset about something that I've never seen? How can it hurt me when I've never heard it? And and this is where we get into a lot of trying to help each other, sharing of data. I mean, how many times, like Chicken Lady says, okay, people will come and say, well, how did you like that when, okay, when you heard so and so say that? What do you mean? Oh, you got to hear this. You got to go watch this video. They were talking about you the other day. Well, you know what? I don't need to know just what Chicken Lady just said. I personally prefer that. Okay, like I got enough stuff going on. You don't need to know what other people are saying about you. That's literally what happened with me. I had, okay, someone who tagged me a few weeks ago when I literally wasn't even online. If you guys remember that, almost 2 weeks that I didn't even do a live. Came back and about 5, 6 days later, I'm checking everything, trying to get caught up and all. And I'm like, oh, someone tagged me during that whole time. I don't give a shit. Okay, I don't give a shit. And hey, Slim's mom got it. Thank you. And it really didn't matter at that point. And because as long as I'm not seeing the shit, it doesn't matter what people are saying. Because again, I have to believe in who I am and how I feel and stuff like that. Okay. Cooter is saying when people talk about me, I just say they must like me enough for me to cross. Yeah. Yeah. You got tons of free rent in their mind, don't you? Exactly. That's it. Exactly. So if we're sitting here saying it gets us mad and upset and defensive and all these things when we find out someone's talking about us, but if we don't know they're talking about us, it doesn't matter. The question comes in the end, does it really matter what people are saying about it? Does it really matter? They're bringing you up for one reason or another, and most likely it's something tied more to them than you. Okay, I'll be honest. Okay. Angie, you're living under a I had no that happened. Oh, wait, who when you talk? Sorry, sorry. Oh, are you talking about me, Angie, or one of the other? A lot this happens to a lot of people. And we're going to kind of go through some of it because a lot of times, and this is where it gets hard. I'm going to take it to the next level now, helping others with their FOMO. So we kind of just talked here. Chicken Lady was saying it. I was saying it. I know a lot of people, we've seen other creators or even just chatters who don't even have a damn channel. And they're like, I don't want to know if other people are talking about me. I don't want to know. How many of you guys have heard a creator or a chatter or anyone say, please don't send me screenshots. Please don't send me links. Please don't. I don't want to know about this stuff. How many of you guys have heard that in chats before? I've heard it plenty time. And okay, people do that because people have made that decision that, you know what? They need to step back from FOMO because the reason why we all want to know what people are saying about us is coming down to FOMO. Yeah. Okay. We want to know what people are saying about us because of this fear of missing out on something they're saying about us. Okay. So people will say, they make the decision for themselves. I don't want to. Okay. I'm not going to go. Okay, as a human being, I'm going to choose not to go to these channels. I'm not going to go to this. I'm not going to talk to this group or whatever because I've made the decision I don't want to be part of that. And so they make that decision. They say, guys, can you guys help me out by not sharing that with me? Please don't share me links. Please don't share me this stuff and that. And unfortunately, it becomes very hard to do. Okay, because what happens, and I think a lot of us are guilty, including myself. I've done it myself a few times. Okay, you hear someone, yes, you don't have FOMO in the bushes, you're just nosy. Exactly. And also, um, you end up, you have a friend, especially on the friend side. You see someone talking about one of your friends, and that defensiveness pops in. Oh my God, how dare they say that? That's bullshit. Load of crap. And for one reason or another, you want to help defend your friend, but you don't want to come straight out or say things, or you don't want to stir up shit or things like that. But you want to let your friend know, you know what, I'm keeping an eye out for you. Oh, by the way, did you notice that? There could be different reasons why people do it. But we've got tagging people, sharing screenshots, sharing links, things like that with someone. Okay. And what we need to do is before we're doing those things, especially if the person has asked you before not to do it or asked in general not to do it, why are we doing it? Okay. And I'm covering this part because I actually had a couple people say, you know what, I wish someone would talk about this a little bit more. Yeah, in the bushes. I get mad when I see people talk about people I care about. I get super freaking mad about it. I deal with it differently than most people do. Okay. My friendships with my friends, whether they're online or in real life, they're friendships. They're not about YouTube, they're friendships. So I would support them the same way I support a friend who I'm out, okay, going to a movie with who's having a rough time. And so it is good to get away from it for a while, JP. So ask yourself why. So say you're sitting in a chat and you hear crap or you come across a video, okay, clip channel, and ask yourself, why are you sharing that with them? Okay. Or tagging. Okay. How many of us who are creators tag other creators, right? Why are we tagging that creator? Okay. What's the reason behind it? Is it to be a friend? Okay. Is it, I want you to know that I have your back. I'm watching you. I really want you to see this. Um, even though they asked you not share it. That's the hard part. Why are you sharing? Is it enough for you just to say, you know what, or not even say that, just say, hey, you know what? I know there's a lot of shit going on. Let me know if you ever need to talk or stuff. Because the problem is, once we share these links, once we share those things, a person can go from not even knowing about it and not upsetting them in the least bit to it infuriating them. It happens. Again, like I said, I can go from not knowing something even exists to being furious and upset, all because now I know it exists. And so, um, for those of you who are tagging people, okay, on community boards and all that, why is it you're tagging them? Is it tagging? Okay, like I do for Sleuth, for example. Okay, Sleuth I do, Siren I do, Robbie I do, where it's just I want them to know what I'm getting ready to do. Okay, a live that I'm doing. Okay, I just want them to know what's going on. Or are you doing it in the way that many people I've seen do? And I'm noticing this more and more, where people will tag someone else because that person has made the decision to stay out of everything. They've decided to say no to the FOMO, and I'm going to have that wall there. I'm going to have that boundary blocking me from all that. But then that other creator or person on the community tab is like, oh, hell, you know what? I think I'll tag this person and now they're going to know I'm talking about them. Okay. Different reason. One is just saying, hey, you know what, guys? I am doing this live about a missing person, or I'm doing this live for all of us to do a craft or something like that, or to talk story or whatever. The other is like, well, I want this person to see what it is I'm saying about them. Big difference there. Remembering those things. Okay, what is your ulterior motive for sharing these things? And ask yourself, even when it's on a friendship level, sometimes, okay, guys, I think sometimes for all of us, especially on the internet, because a lot of times you don't know, does this person know I care about them? Are they friends? Do they see our friendship? Things like that. And you might find yourself sharing a link about something, okay, someone's video, say, oh, by the way, here, did you see this clip video about you? And part of that, what is in your heart the reason why you're sharing that clip? Is it because you want that person to know what people are saying about them? Or is it because you want that person to know that you're keeping an eye out for them? So is it for them or is it for you? That's where the question comes. Because, in all honesty, guys, if we're sharing stuff like this to someone who does not want it shared to them and it's for us, we're crossing lines also. Even if it's good friend, we're crossing lines. Sheila, by the way, hey Sheila, they put other people down to take the attention away from them because deep down they are completely insecure. Oh, hell yeah. And that's exactly why it's there. And that's why, for example, I'm like, why am I watching this? So I try to stay away from it. And Sleuth, OMG, I walked away for a minute, but honest to goodness, don't tell me if it ruins my peace. If a tree falls in the woods, and that is it exactly. That is it exactly. I very seldom have I seen, no, I'm not going to say that because even me, I've thought it back and forth in my head before. There's the side of me that's like, hell, I don't want to know anything anyone's saying about me. Don't tell me. If I come across it, I'll come across it on my own. And if I need to vent to a friend, I will vent to a friend who will help me process whatever I need to process. Okay, fine. And then there's this part of you that's like, but on the other hand, if people come to me, okay, then I know they care. And what? You start playing all these games in your, or, oh, we can talk about it. But the thing is, when does that type of thing cross the line from just letting a friend know to gossip, to drama of its own. And then how many of us sit here and bitch and moan about drama? Oh, I don't want to be in drama. I'm tired of drama. It's ruining my life. I've got this. Da, 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 da. Well, you know what? Only we can take control over the game. I'll be honest. Only we can take control. Sleuth. The only way it's valid in my life is if it can potentially cause harm. Yes. And that's my boundary too. And I think it's important we all tell each other our boundaries on these things too. Okay. If what's being said could mean, like Sleuth is saying, that it could cause the loss of a channel, loss of family member, security, things like that, then it's important. If it's just someone sitting there trying to play games with you and make you look like a fool or something like that, while they're making more of a fool of themselves, then you know what? Yeah. Okay. Canine, not getting in anyone's, but yeah, Canine, you're awesome about that. You really are awesome about that. And it is hard because I do know even myself, I tend to not get involved in that stuff. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I will say this. There are times that I'm a little jealous because I see people all talking and they all get talking in their smaller groups. And I'm like, I wish I belonged like that and all that. I'm like, wait, no, no, no. If you belong, no, no, then you have to realize you can't have everything. That fear of missing out, okay, just to get involved in it. No, it's not worth it. And exactly, canine, you get to the point you're like, I don't want to be part of it. And let me see. So ask the person what they PJ, how you doing, PJ girl? Mwah. Hey, hey. Ask them what they want. Ask them what they prefer. And try to stick by it, gang. Try to stick by it. And yeah, we can't talk about PJ now that PJ's okay. Okay, I'll delete everything out. I love our PJ. And also, because in the end, we ask our friends what they want, because in the end, we should be wanting to do what they want. Okay. It's about our friendship with them. Okay. It shouldn't be about us at that point. Um, and like I just said, really answer that question for yourself. Do you really want that information or do you not want that information? Some people may decide they want to know all that bullshit. And if they want to know it, fair. Just don't complain later that the drama's too much for you. Okay. But if you want it, you want it. Then great. But you can't have it both ways. Fear of missing out and taking that jump down that on the internet could potentially cause you cause the stress. And you got to realize you can't have one without the other. Okay, so what's FOMO? And the fear of missing out. Yes. And the question basically comes down there with the okay, do you want the friendship based on it? Okay, so that fear of missing out, making that decision that I got to see what's going on out there. I got to stay up late. I got to watch all these videos and stuff like that. Is that fear of missing out worth it in the end for you? Okay. Inevitably, I hate to tell you guys this, but the sharing, you have to have that boundary in place, gang. Okay. Because if you cross that boundary, it leads into the gossip and the drama and stuff like that. So you really have to understand where that boundary is and know that your friends will follow that boundary for you because they're showing you just how much they do care for you by following that boundary. So Jomo, now we get this. Let's see. Hey, PJ, do you know what Jomo is? Oh, shoot. I just told you. Hey, PJ, do you know what Jomo is? And also, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was so interesting because I had never heard of Jomo. And actually, the term was coined by a blogger and tech CEO, Anil Dash. Anil went offline completely for over a month after he became a parent. And during that time, he wasn't coming online. He barely went out of the house or anything like that. What he realized, his whole life was built on this FOMO side. Okay, especially being tech CEO. B10 was talking earlier about cryptocurrency and all that stuff in FOMO. Well, yeah, internet, as we've been talking, is a huge place for FOMO. And JOMO is what you infuse your cake. Love you. And so during that time, he realized his fear of missing out turned to joy because he was missing out. And it became a positive thing for him. And pandemic basically pushed us towards this idea of JOMO for so many other people. Before lockdown, so many of us, fear of missing out was everywhere. Okay. Hey, Sheila. Aloha, my dear. Okay, before a pandemic occurred and lockdowns occurred, you'd get invited to a party and you'd be like, "Oh God, I gotta say yes because I might miss something if I don't go to this party." Okay, oh, these friends are going to go see the movie this night. I guess I got to go that night because they might have a conversation I'll miss out on. Okay, all these things that were going on during that time frame. COVID and lockdowns gave us finally this time that so many of us didn't have to keep saying yes to everything. We were able to say no. Yeah, aren't these the greatest acronyms, PJ? I love them. And so yeah, we didn't have to say. We finally, so many of us started realizing it is possible to live without doing all these things. We can create boundaries for all these things. And so now FOMO goes to JOMO. We learn that it's okay to feel like we're out of the loop. Because how many of us during COVID did kind of feel out of the loop? We survived. Okay. We were actually in the middle of COVID. You read JOMO as being joyful that you missed out. Well, that could be too. That could be that you do. You're actually kind of feeling it. And but yeah, I know it's kind of new words, new acronyms. But yeah, we realized all of a sudden we could miss out on these things and it didn't hold us back. We came back from almost 2 years of lockdowns, a year and a half, whatever, and our friends were still there. Okay, we didn't miss, we just kept going on like normal. Okay. This recruiter is she's been gone for so long that she's enjoying not being with us, and that is a point too, though. I mean, there are times that I'll be gone and I really miss and I want to come back, and then I'm like, yeah, but I know I love it when I'm back. So, um, so switching, make that switch. Okay. Take a break. We're going to go through just 4 things to finish this live up with that you can make some changes on to go from FOMO, the fear of missing out, to the joy of missing out. Okay. Change that frame of mind. Sheila is saying, great mind talk about ideas, average minds talk about events, and small minds talk about other people. Ooh, I like that. That is good. That is good. K9, I sit back and watch all of the YouTube drama and feel so much JOMO that it doesn't involve you. And I think that's also part of it. I think for a large part of people, part of the fun of drama is it's involving other people. So there is this joy about it because I'm getting away without it. It's Schadenfreude for those of you who, okay, joy in other people's misfortune. And all, but in the end, those people who are involved in it, we can't sit there and say that we don't want to be part of it and then be part of it. Okay, we got to make decisions at times. Yes, drama is going to hit all of us at one point or another. I've told other people that it's going to hit all of us at one point. It's how we respond to it when it does. So number 1, FOMO to JOMO. Take a break from social media. You don't have to quit it. You don't have to go a whole week without a hell. If all you're doing is 24 or 48 hours, then that's fine. Because you can learn for that 24, 48 hours that you can survive. Okay, you can realize that, you know what? Yeah, I missed a lot of shit during that 24 to 48 hours, but you know what? I get right back up on and I'm back here. I missed almost 2 weeks of lives and we're back here. Yes, I don't have quite as many people now as I had then, but it'll work its way back up. Okay. It works. Sheila, welcome to the family. Cassie, guess what? You want some? Oh, are you gonna? But you want to say hi? Oh, I sorry. Did I wake you up? Say hi, Sheila. Puppies, 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 and more puppies. Thanks, Lou, for all the puppies. I need more emoji ideas, guys, by the way. Welcome, Sheila. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for joining. Thank you so much. So take that break. What can you do? Well, in free time, guess what? A lot of stuff. We spend a hell of a lot of time on the internet that we can fill with other things. We can read a book. We can spend time with friends. We can exercise. Okay. We can pick up a hobby. I can focus more on my diamond painting over there or say hi to the puppy that's over there. And so many things. You're a cat person. Actually, this one here thinks she's a cat. Trust me. So, yeah, you're good. I wasn't allergic to cats. I would love a cat. Problem is, I got 3 dogs and a parrot. That causes a problem. I love cat people. My niece actually is a cat person, has tons of them, and I love them so much. They're so cute. Next. This was something that was interesting. I had not thought about this one. Each of us have access on our phones, on our iPads, on our laptops, everywhere, okay, to software which will help us monitor our online time. I hadn't even thought about utilizing this. So, Canine, it's like a soap opera. You can miss a few days, catch up the next time, catch fight. Yep, you could catch it right up right after that. Sleuth mom, I love you. We are not exercising. We will not exercise. You do not want to see that. Trust me. And also, but the software, there's so many things. Okay, for you iOS people out there. Oh my God, you're allergic and you have 10 of them. Oh, I can understand that. I was allergic to cats, dogs, and everything. And as a kid, I was like, I'll have shots if it means I can get a dog. And luckily, Maltese hypoallergenic. So, yay! And also, yeah, gotta have my. I love it. You know what? Sometimes I think animals are better than humans. What can I say? Wait, what book? No, I got books are. This is my T-shirt for today. Books are like people, except interesting. And also, anyhow, software. If you're an iOS person, there's an app called Moment. Okay. Android, it's Space. It's called Space. If you're on Windows, Rescue Time. If you're on Mac, Self Control. Those are all apps that you can use to monitor your time online. What apps you're using, what programs, how much to all those things. Look at those. Look at the weekly or daily reports. Okay. Tell yourself, I'm going to cut back by 10% and cut back by 10%. Okay. Next thing, and this was an interest. I had not thought about this. How many of us have taken a detox from the internet before? Okay. An official detox. I'll be honest, I have not. I have not done an official detox. I've done unofficial ones where it's just me. I got sick and I just stopped doing it. But I've never done it official. But I know a lot of people who have done official detoxes. One reason why I've never done an official one is because the freaking apps are sitting there on my phone and I can't help but look at the app. It's like, oh, yeah, it's not Twitter. It says X now, but oh, I got to hit the button. There I go. Exactly. And you know what? What is wrong with just deleting that app for that day, for that 2 days? You're keeping everything in your phone or your iPad for the next time you log it in and you download it and relog it in, but it's not there. Okay. You have Seal. You took one and it was great. See, I need to do that. I need to actually, because I feel guilty when I do it. And I just have to. Oh my God, Sheila, after the tornado, no power for 2. Yeah, that would do it. That would totally do it. So that's an idea. I'm actually going to try if I ever do a detox myself. And but just delete it. Delete Facebook, delete Instagram, delete all those things. To be honest, even something like Messenger, that's the hard one for me. But yeah. PJ, I pace myself now with putting awareness out. I need to, yes. Especially with those of us who are into the awareness community. Even true crime awareness, any of those, you have to take care of yourself. Because the FOMO side of that, oh my gosh, the fear of missing out on news or stuff like that, that's a real thing there too. And it's not just fear of missing out on information for sharing it out, it's fear of missing out on information that you yourself need, okay, to help out because that's what you're there for is to help. Angie, you have YouTube playing in the background all day, even if you're not paying. Yeah. I last night, guys, I was playing World of Warcraft last night, and I literally had YouTube playing at the same time. I'm like, come on, this is getting ridiculous. How much bandwidth do I really need to be taking up on my computer and Wi-Fi? And but I did, and not good, not good. But yeah, it's gotten bad. It gets bad. So I need to get moving because I've got to get to rehearsal. And it's 5:21 right now. And yep, we all do. Sleuth. That's it. We get tired. We're human. And to keep passion in anything, whether it's a marriage, a friendship, advocacy, things like that, you've got to have the passion going. And when something becomes just common everyday thing like that, you lose the passion for it. You may disappear for a couple days from it, but when you come back, you're coming back with like 10 times the energy that you had before. And so, sorry, I'm trying to do something to see if something works on the Facebook side. And that break is good. Oh, good. Sorry, I had to put a comment in Facebook to see if it actually came through on the StreamYard side, and it did. So that's good. So, Canine, I was shocked to find out this week that you can't buy a laptop with us. Yes, no CDs or DVDs allowed anymore. How are you going to bring these? Oh my God, true that, true that. Yes, yeah, no cantina right now. I know exactly. I'm going to go right into cantina time now. No, I love my show. You talk that's passion thing. I love shows, but I'm so tired right now. So no cantina tonight. However, the good news is this once our show is up and running, I have Friday nights free again. And we can go back to cantina. And now that I know how to do words on stream, even better. So, hey, Mama, Cat Mama's here. Awesome. Just got here. Check it out. It's a different type of live than normal, but something a lot of people have been talking about with me. And I'm like, okay, hell, let's talk about it. So, Michael, sometimes you need a break and you just need to walk away from your computer on. Yep, you got to do that. So, I wish I could stream this show, gang. I really do because it's one of my favorite shows ever. If the cast will learn their lines, I'm a little nervous they're going to be carrying their scripts on set. Yeah, that's a problem, but we're going to get there. I believe in them. So, thank you, Chicken Lady, and thank you for coming by. I love having you here, my dear. And all of you guys, thank you so much. Sheila, thank you for joining the group. I've got to come up with some things I can do for those of you who are members. Definitely got to get some new emojis for you guys. So, but I hope you all have an amazing Friday night. I know most of you guys are in the middle of it. I am going to hit the road real quickly, but I hope you guys have a great one, and I will see all of you. Sorry, I'm trying to delete something first. Okay, I will see all of you guys later. Who are you? I'm not playing. I'm playing the assistant director. I get the fun. I didn't have to memorize the lines. I get to yell at everyone else for not doing it. Hey, I'm smart. Talk to you later. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Aloha. Mahalo. No treats for you. Okay. Bye-bye.